Alright, I don't know why, but a good bit of my video footage was like bugged out and glitching. I don't know what I did, I don't know what I changed, but a small portion of it was running fine. So I decided to upload this game out of like the list of games that I have footage of just because I wanted to have a little something extra to talk about before I just like go on random rants and whatnot. Right now, you're watching footage from a game called Dungeon Fighter Online. It's a, as far as I know, PC exclusive game. So if you have a PC, you can more times than not be able to play it. I believe it's on Steam and as well like on its own like website. Chances are, if you clicked on this game, you've seen it before. So I don't know why I'm explaining Dungeon Fighter to you guys, but they've got an event going on. One of my friends was telling me about it the other day. Dungeon Fighter has an event going on, I think sometime until like April, whatever, where you get to basically boost a character in one day to max level. That is what the website says in its own right. That's not me just flat out saying it, but I'm also flat out telling you that you can get a character to max level in one day. The way that the FP bar is set up, it takes a long time for it to go down. One thing that I've noticed about the event, though, is that your boosted characters, as far as I can tell, do not have missions. They don't have quests. So you just run through. I don't know what that was. Did you see that? It was like a glitch where like the screen. I don't know what that was. You have missions. You have quests where you could just run through. You don't have quests. You don't have missions. See, I'm going against. Oh my god. You don't have missions. You don't have quests. You just run through the game and you basically clear every dungeon, and pretty much every dungeon run is a level or two levels, maybe three levels. I think that flickering that you're seeing is the side screen. I did not want to give anybody a seizure warning or a seizure, right? So I ended up changing how I'm changing little bits and pieces of it. There's like a text box in Dungeon Fighter, right? If you're playing windowed, which at the time I was playing windowed, the text box sits off to like the far side of your actual application window. You can change it and move it around, but I never did. So when I was recording, I'm guessing my software ended up recording the game and trying to fit the text box in as well. But because the text box isn't flat out sitting on top of the game, it's like glitching and like peaking and spilling into the actual gameplay footage. So through like half of the recording that I have, which is like I think like a 2 or 3 hour recording, all you're seeing is flickering, and I'm sure that's going to get very annoying for people. Like I said, I don't usually make videos for you to watch unless like they're goofy or whatever. It's sort of just like background music, so I can ramble. Think of it sort of like me hearing myself talk. But anyway, Dungeon Fighter Online, right now they got an event going from like February, I think it was 20th to like April, I want to say like 20th, 24th, something like that. Basically a 2 to 3 month time period where you can get one character from basically any level that it's at right now to max level. The qualifications, from what I can remember, the biggest qualification is that the character has to be under 40,000 fame. So for people who are making a new character, for people who have characters that have basically done nothing, you know, you haven't ran any major dungeons, you don't have any super special armor, you haven't spent money on a character or any real money on a character, you're probably going to be under 40,000 fame, right? So that basically means that you can make a new character, or you can use a character that you already own, and you can play them until you're max level. After you hit max level, you can transfer that character's experience to a completely new character, and you can have two max levels. The event not only lets you get to max level in a day, but you have pretty much 2 months to do it, and then on top of that, after you get your max level, you can carry that over to another character and have two max levels. So that's really cool. The event, I think you can also do it a second time, I want to say, but I'm not sure yet because I hadn't tried it. I know that when you get on, it gives you this heads up that you can either do it from a fresh character or a character you already own, and then they have a second half to the event where you can play a specific class that they're kind of promoting. It's not a new class, or at least it might be a new class that got a new addition to it, but it's not, you know, like originally a new class. It's the Dark Knight. And you can either start with a new Dark Knight or use a Dark Knight that you've already had and basically do the exact same thing that you could do with any one of your other characters that they give you the option for. I chose to use one of my male fighters because I haven't maxed out the male fighter, and one of the last times I played the game was using a male fighter, and there was one or two classes that I thought looked super amazing for the male fighter. I don't know which one I decided to stick with, but I'll figure it out once I hit 110, and it does not take long at all. You're just clearing dungeons, all right? So that's cool. If you speak to the fat cat inside Syria's, lobby room, which I'm not going to show like footage of because I've already deleted half of my footage thinking that all of it was going to be, messed up. Now I'm seeing that it's not. You know what I'm talking about if you play Dungeon Fighter. If you hadn't played Dungeon Fighter, you probably don't have to really stress about it because, you know. But there's a little NPC that handles events in Syria's room, and I believe that's how you pronounce her name. And if you talk to that cat, you can buy growth potions, which level you up at least once per potion. In this case, I think it levels you 2 to 3 times per potion. So my character, when I came back on, was 50. After I got done using the potions, they were like a 65. I started running dungeons. Now I'm like an 82, 83, I think. So, and I've only ran, I want to say maybe 5 or 6 dungeons, and that didn't even really make a dent in my FP at all. And even if I managed to run out of FP before I hit max, the fat cat also gives you FP potions, and then you're also boosted by Syria's like return if you're a returning player, or I guess a player that's just been on. And if you're a new account, you also get Syria's boost. So pretty much everybody gets the boost. So you get boosted to have extra FP to run dungeons longer and level up more in one sitting. And you also have some bonus stuff to help you get through the game and one-shot bosses. So that's super great if anybody wants to hit max level and just wants to have that opportunity and you haven't been on a game in a while. Here's your opportunity. Usually the game does this from what I've seen. This game, as well as many other games, usually do this when they release a new character. This game has just dropped like at least three new dungeons and like 3 or 4 new bosses, if not much more than that. I've only seen what they showed on the website in the trailers. I haven't actually, experienced it all myself because I don't really play all my max level characters. I don't have the full, rundown and idea of what to do after you hit max. Just because after I hit max, I kind of jump to a new character. Sometimes I do run, like the high level dungeons just to see what else is out there, what is there to grind for it, what people do. I kind of learned that people touch up on their fame because the higher your fame or like your reputation or whatever it is, like the higher your like combat points are. Here we go. Oh my god, it's still doing it. The higher your combat points are, I believe the more dungeons you can run, the more stuff you can get. And you can farm for some pretty cool stuff for your characters in game. I'm going to cut the video off right here because, as you can see, my game is having a seizure. But this was just a little heads up that the event is out, and if you want to get back on it, if you want to take advantage of it, if you just want to see what the game's about now, hey, by all means, this is a pretty great time to get in, I'd say. Oh, and as always, eat my balls.